Hi everyone. All right, so I am here with my close friend Jack or Jacqueline, and we are going to be working on shoulder release today. With the temperature changing, with the political environment and the climate being heightened, lots of stress, clients coming in, sharing a lot of held stress across the shoulders, across the shoulder blades in particular. And so we'll be doing a little bit of shoulder release and also just some gentle movements. This is a quick little 5-minute something for you to take a break, give yourself about 5 minutes, turn this little video on, and go through it, and you will feel much more space, more relaxed, and hopefully overall just more centered. All right, so first thing we're gonna do is you will need a tennis ball. This isn't a tennis ball, but it's tennis ball size. I actually prefer this to a tennis ball because it doesn't slide on the wall. And I'm gonna demonstrate on Jack here, or Jackie, where the ball is gonna go. The ball is gonna go right at the top of the shoulder blade on the inner border. So I don't know if you can see if I wheel over. There we go. Okay, so right here, right? So not on the shoulder blade tissue itself, but just inside there. And we're gonna be doing a little bit of release there. Then we're also going to be releasing, I don't know if you can see here, but on the top ridge, this is the superior border of the scapula, the upper border of the shoulder blade. And we're also gonna be releasing and rolling on there. So again, this is a feel-good technique. If you're holding a lot of tension, this is a great release to do, and we'll do both sides. I'm going to pretty much just do one side of each thing, and maybe you can pause the video, do the other side, and then kind of come back and hit play again when you're ready to move on. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do before we do that shoulder blade action with the ball is kind of just assess our shoulder blades and our spine. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna stand at a wall. Your hands are going to go up on the wall. You can come as close to the wall as you would like. And then little by little, you're gonna start to walk your buttocks, your body, your legs, and buttocks back and pelvis back, while letting your chest start to melt towards the wall. My eyes are gonna look forward, not down and not up at my fingers, but just forward. And as I do this, I can feel the muscles around my shoulder blades having some stiffness, some stickiness, but little by little as I'm here, they hopefully start to relax. And I'm gonna inhale, kind of round my back just ever so slightly. Exhale and relax. Inhale. Exhale, relax. Now for some folks, the ability to have your hands up here is tricky, so you can widen your palms even more. You don't need to have your hands parallel. They're going to start in the shape of a letter V, but if the narrow V is too narrow and difficult for your shoulders, you can go ahead and go wider. And I just felt a little adjustment in my spine, which felt great, and then we're going to come back up. So I just noticed the relationship between my spine and shoulder blades. Then we're going to put our hands on a box or maybe the back of a chair if you have a chair, and you're going to come down, and now it's going to be a little bit of the connection and the relationship between my arm, my shoulder blades, my back, my rib cage, and my hamstrings. So as I'm stretching here, excuse me, Jack, move you out of the way, okay? I'm going to bend one knee at a time, and as I do that with my arms extended, I can really feel the whole kind of connection of the muscles on my back connecting all the way down to my hamstrings, all the way down, even to my heels. So big, big, big stretch all the way down. If you'd like, you can let your hip really drop. So I'm really sending my hip down. Whoo, my right hamstring is tight. And the other side. And then stay here. And again, if you need a wider surface, you can use like 2 chairs, or if you're at a kitchen counter, you just really spread your arms out a little bit more. Here, you're just gonna round your back into cat. And then gently melt and arch your back into cow. And rounding your back, and as I'm rounding, I'm pushing down also, really widening my shoulder blades. Still a little bit of an assessment here. And then coming back to a rounded spine. And a gentle arching spine. Okay, and then from here, carefully walk yourself forward to the box or to your kitchen counter or wherever you are, and grab your ball. So now we're gonna place the ball on the upper inner border of the shoulder blade, right? And you can feel if you're on bone because it will hurt like it's on bone. So don't be on bone, you really wanna be on the soft tissue between the inner border of your shoulder blade and your spine. There's about like 2 inches, 2.5, 3 inches maybe of space. I like to bring my arm forward. So my arm that I'm stretching and that shoulder blade, same side arm, elbow comes forward, and I'm just gonna go down and up. And until you get used to it, you're gonna have to learn to just kind of really adjust that ball. Oh my gosh, yes, I am definitely holding tension. Breathing up and down. I use this very often as a kind of a home technique for clients. When they leave the studio, I'll often offer this as homework. So you're getting a little taste of what I obviously do in a private session or in a group class even. And now I'm going zigzag, zigzagging up and down. And I'm breathing, especially into those tight spots. Nice deep breaths in, long, smooth, slow exhales. And now I've kind of found kind of a little kernel, and it needs a little bit more attention. So I'm now going in a circle one way, and then I'm going to go in a circle the other way. Good. Perfect. And then I'm going to move the ball so it's still up, but now I'm going to go across, right? I'm going to go across this way. So it's up at the upper inner border of the shoulder blade, and I'm kind of up right at that, the inner border of the shoulder blade, and that's usually the upper trap, the levator, right? Some of the neck muscles as they interweave with the muscles of the upper shoulder. Very, very tense, and breathing that through. Oh my gosh, I'm bummed I said I'm only gonna do one side because I can really feel my left side saying, ah, me too. Okay, so circle and go the other way. Ah, that feels so good. And then I'm gonna let that go. Okay, so I'm changing my mind. I am gonna do the other side because it felt so good. So you get a chance to practice. Again, remember, we're on the inner border of the shoulder blade, not on the shoulder bone itself. So you're not on the shoulder blade bone itself, you're on the inside border. And I like to use my right hand to get to my left side and my left hand to get to my right side. So here we are, going down and up. If you have long hair, I recommend holding onto it or tie it up because it doesn't feel good to have your hair caught between the ball and the wall. And you're breathing. And if you want to stay longer doing this movement, I am going to quickly go ahead and hit pause and just take your time. So I'm going side to side. I'm finding my spots. I've got my zigzag going all the way to that kind of upper border of the shoulder blade. And there's a good kernel again on this side too. It's a little lower than it was on the other side for me, but man, it is really present. And one of the things we don't realize is muscle tension is an energy suck. You know, when muscles are really tight, it's really a waste of energy. And when we release it, there's this space, this sense of kind of, I have space, I have energy, I can kind of face the day, right? Okay, now we're on the upper border of the shoulder blade going across the superior border of that shoulder blade, and I'm going across, and it feels so good. Oh my goodness. And I can feel how it relates all the way to a little bit of tension at the base of my skull. So people who have tension headaches, this is a great way to help alleviate the tension headache. Just don't press too hard, but releasing the muscles of the top of the shoulder area can often really help to contribute to alleviate symptoms and ameliorate it more quickly. Okay, so we're gonna let that ball go. All right, so we're gonna reassess. You're gonna put your hands back on the box, folding forward, melting into your shoulders. And oh my gosh, yes, I feel a definite difference in my shoulders. My hamstrings are still tight, but I definitely feel my shoulders much more available. And now I'm gonna kind of move my shoulder, not my rib cage, sorry, not my shoulders, I'm gonna move my rib cage. My rib cage is gonna melt down, kind of circle to the left, come back to the ceiling, circle to the right. And as I'm doing this, I can feel underneath my shoulder blade even getting a stretch. So the benefit isn't just the surface of the shoulder blade, but what's happening underneath. There's muscles that live between the shoulder blade and rib cage, and those need to be stretched too. It's not always just the surface. It's often what's deep inside that could also use a lot of attention. Going around. And one more time. My teacher, Madeline Black, kind of reminded me of this motion. I hadn't done it in a while, and she was teaching an intensive and reintroduced this movement, and I just was so grateful because it's been a while since I've done that, and it felt so good. So I hope it felt good to you too. You're gonna walk your way up and shrug your shoulders up to your ears, roll them back. One more time. And okay, so I said 5 minutes, but I lied, it was 12 minutes. I hope it was beneficial. Please take the time to take care of your bodies and yourselves, your physical tissue, and have a wonderful day. It was wonderful to see you all. Bye.